Hey everyone, Jay again here. We are looking at the first Neat firmware release for 2025. This has got lots of new goodies in there for you. This is called 25.1 and the first release we're going to look at now. So the first feature we're talking about today is all around the Neat Center and some more options there. So for this scenario, I have a Zoom call set up with the Neat Bar Generation 2 just above a screen. I've also got a Neat Center in the table and these lovely gents to help me out as well. So what we're going to do is turn on our multi-focus mode. And what that means is, like with Neat Symmetry, we'll cut up everybody, we'll make the most of the space, and we'll all get those individual shots. As the conversation turns to each other, we'll start ignoring everybody at the front of the screen, and basically we're having a chat, and which should kick into the Neat Center after about 4 seconds or so. That's all working, we can walk around the room and everything will be working, but as we pay attention to the front of the room display again, we'll be getting picked up from the front. Okay, it's all dynamic, it's auto switching. We've had feedback, can we just lock it off to the Neat Center as a mode? For training, when everybody's looking towards the bar except from one person, and you want them to stand in front of the screen or something like that. So on the Neat Pad in Zoom, we can press this new button, which is switch camera. And that basically means no matter where we're looking in the space, we'll be using the Neat Center, and I can get up and move, and that's all locked in. This is also available on Microsoft Teams rooms. You do the little drop down button next to the camera and you can press the front display or the secondary display. We also have another new mode. So let me turn that mode off and it should be doing auto switching. So we look right to the front of the room again. There we go. Let's do some intelligent framing now with multi-stream. So with Zoom, we can turn on multi-stream and we'll see that it will start splitting us up into the individual cells. We have a room overview cell, and we also have the individual cells from the front of room device going there. But also, as the conversation turns to each other, you'll see that the Neat Center, after around 4 seconds again, will kick in, and we're still within those individual cells. So that's multi-stream working on Neat Center in Zoom rooms today. There's a new feature now within Teams Admin Center. We can actually change the system password on all the devices within Microsoft Teams room. So currently you need to go to admin sign in, change that on the device. Now you can go to your Teams Admin Center configuration profile, change your password, hit save, and that password will be sent to all of the devices within that configuration profile. So we've also now just added some new options around access for remote control from Pulse into Neat devices. So currently, if I go to Pulse and press remote control, it will automatically allow me in after the 15-second countdown timer is done. So I can press deny, allow, if nothing happens at all, I'll be allowed in there automatically. But some people have said, we want to make sure for certain rooms, certain scenarios where very sensitive rooms, we want to make sure that that automatic access isn't allowed, and someone needs to be able to press allow. So we've got a new option here. This can be set from the device or from Pulse. We can go to our Neat Pulse. We're going to change it from always allowed remote control. And now we're going to go allowed with confirmation. That means now, if I go to Neat Pulse and try to access that device, it says, if you do nothing, remote control requests will be denied automatically at the end of that 15-second countdown timer. So I need to know that I have to press allow to be allowed into that session from remote control. If you want to then bring that back to be automatically allowed, you will have to do that on the device, because obviously we want to make sure no one from Pulse can then change those settings to get into any rooms they're not supposed to be seeing. So I've got a Neatboard Pro here, and we're going to show off the new smarter video input switching we've got available on the new software. This is for Neat Bar Gen 2, Neatboard 50 and the Board Pro. We're going to take advantage of the two inputs we have. So we've got an HDMI input here. I got an Apple TV and we put it in there. Could be an IP TV, could be an in-room PC, something like that. And look, I can use my remote control and scroll through. Audio's working, everything, that's great. But then say, I could stop sharing that. Normal Microsoft Teams room mode, this works on Zoom room. Let's start sharing, but now let's say I want a different video source, or even better than that, I could get my USB-C cable, which has gone into the second input of the board, plug that into my laptop. I've set this to turn on bring your own device mode. So basically now we've taken over, I can even do a control of my laptop, it's charging my laptop, I've even got all the peripherals to, there's the camera app there and things like that. Now, if I just unplug that, I've finished my call or my just video presentation into Teams, and it will go back to HDMI input 1. And you can see there, I've still got full control and we're running that. I could choose to stop sharing that, go into my call, and with auto bring your own device mode, we will also do things like only show the video channel of the most recently inputted source. So we're just showing off now. We've got some very clever things going on in terms of what is the most recent source. So I could plug in a laptop first, then HDMI, and that would take over. Unplug HDMI, laptop on the USB-C would take over, and vice versa. That's the smart video switching inputs now available on the new software. So that's a quick run through of all the new features in 25.1. There's also a huge amount of engineering that's happened to get our devices compatible for the new AOSP build on Microsoft Teams Rooms. This will very shortly be available as 25.1.1 from Teams Admin Center, and this will be released separately. So you can download that from Teams Admin Center and push that to their devices. So you'll see updates coming out very soon about when that's available from Teams Admin Center. If you need any more help about all these features, need a bit more info, just reach out to me or any of the UK and Ireland sales team, and we're happy to help. Thanks very much.